Super Troopers 2, a movie made by stoners for stoners.
Absolutely.
Now, I'll say one thing. I think the first one was better. I do. But this was pretty fucking funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it quite a bit. That was a great movie.
That was hilarious. It was funny as fucking hell. I mean, the first one was all around like a better plot, a better movie. I've seen this kind of movie done before, just not by Super Troopers.
Yeah.
But
for a sequel though, it was a good sequel.
Yeah, and where it could have gone the way, like, I was really worried that they would just rely on the first one too much. They hinted at it a few times, but it wasn't overbearing, so I was cool with it.
My favorite reference to the first one was when they had Rabbit tied down and they was about to shave his balls. He mentioned the shaving cream. He's like, "Oh no, this is not menthol, is it? It's starting to burn." They actually said in the first one when they stuffed him in the locker that they used menthol shaving cream, and he had it on him for so long that it actually caused burns on his skin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So that made a good reference there. Yeah, I just saw that on something else the other day. I was like, no way, because he's totally covered from head to toe when they stuck him in there.
Yeah, I remember that. When they pull him out, he's just...
Yeah. Yeah, they said that, I guess they used menthol shaving cream, and the menthol actually causes burns on your skin if you leave it on too long.
It's pretty funny. I'd say the first, like, fucking 10 minutes of this movie, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It has one of the greatest opening scenes ever. Because you're like... What?
Yeah.
And I love the fact when they come, because it turns out it's a dream. I won't go into the sequence because it is pretty funny. And he's like, who are the cops? And the whole time I'm like, oh my god, that's Stifler and fucking Damon Wayans' kid.
Yeah.
Well, who are the cops in your dream this time? Oh, Stifler and Damon Wayans Jr.
Yeah. That was great.
So good.
I thought, no way, Stifler, that's the fucking best Super Trooper cop ever.
I kind of was hoping he'd be in the whole movie.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. And the way they referred to him as Stifler, that's just the greatest.
This had a lot of laugh out loud moments. And I was surprised. There was like nobody in the theater.
Oh, no.
I think there was like 6 other people, maybe.
Yeah, 5 or 6 other people. That was it.
2 other dudes that came in, and then there was a couple, and then like one guy off by himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like almost nobody else in this theater.
Yeah, I was surprised.
But this is the kind of movie that people that typically watch these kind of movies, they aren't up yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a 12:15 right now. They're just getting out of bed. Like,
yeah, they'll be at the next showing.
Movie was today.
Oh, dude. Oh, I'm so baked. What are we gonna do? Oh, dude, I heard there's something about some Super Troopers 2 or something, man. We should check that out.
Fuck yeah.
Like, oh, sweet, yeah. Up at the mall, they sell them fucking cookies with icing in the middle. Yeah, let's go up there, dude.
I bet you, when a movie like this comes out, I bet you that store does. The Great American Cookie Company probably makes a fortune.
Oh, I bet.
People coming out of there, I want one of everything.
Yeah, give me some of those, dude.
I'm not even sure if I like those, but fuck, so hot.
There was some great laugh out loud moments though.
they hook up Farva's radio to the electrical system. That's, to me, was one of the funniest parts, because you knew what was coming. You knew exactly. Then they knew too. They're like, the audience is gonna know what's coming when they do it the second time.
Oh yeah.
And then like an hour, or it was like a half hour later, they did it a third time.
Yeah, like, just for good measures.
Yeah, you guys are dicks. One thing I take away from this movie, though, even in her 60s, Linda Carter looks amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She still looks like she could play Wonder Woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think she actually has a cameo in Wonder Woman too. They're writing that film right now.
Sweet, yeah. Well, if she looks as good as she does in this, hell yeah.
Well, in the Arrowverse, I think she's the president, isn't she? Yeah, in Supergirl, she's the president.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. She's totally the prime minister or whatever.
She's the governor of Vermont.
Governor of Vermont, yeah.
I think she was the governor in the first movie. I know she was in the first movie, but not as much screen time as she had in this one.
Yeah.
A lot of the camp. Or go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about how it's almost the same movie.
Essentially, it is. There's another drug smuggling ring
Yeah.
that was
With
kind of
the greatest villain of all time.
There's no sense in not spoiling it. You're gonna watch this movie, and as soon as Rob Lowe comes on screen, you're like, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
There's no way he's not. The one thing that threw me is I thought there was the group of the Mounties. I thought they were gonna end up being bad guys too, and they weren't.
Yeah.
And it was totally dude from Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
Tucker was the big guy, right? In Tucker and Dale.
I think so.
Yeah, the guy that played Tucker, Tyler Labine is his actual name. He was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And Will Sasso was really
Will
funny.
Sasso was awesome.
I haven't seen him do much lately.
No, he hasn't been in a lot. But he was great in this. He played a good Mountie.
Jim Gaffigan was back in this one, but that's in the trailer. That whole scene is just so funny. They steal his car. Oh god, there's a whole portion of the movie where they try to make the Canadian Mounties look bad and the shit that they do.
Oh my god.
They dress up in their uniforms
when
and do
they
the worst shit.
when they rode up on the horses, he's just holding the fucking red light in his hand.
Oh my god, that was so funny. They just had that deadpan look on their face like
He's just riding up on a horse. He's got a light. Like
so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
And what they were saying to those people in their Canadian accents.
Like everything French that you can think of, the people like they rolled it into their dialect, pretending they were speaking French. This movie was funny. It's easily the funniest movie that's been out this year. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Peter Rabbit was pretty funny, but this one I think is a better comedy movie.
Yeah, I think so too. It was good. I was glad that it was actually funny throughout the whole deal. I was a little worried that it was gonna be like try too hard and not be funny.
I was worried about that too.
Stuff, yeah.
You know, it's funny. Other reviewers are saying that. Like, man, I went into this thinking like, oh god, they're just gonna do the same movie or they're gonna try to. No, it worked.
Yeah.
It's still very funny.
They didn't do all the ridiculous stuff that they did in the first one, which was part of what made that funny, but that would have been kind of annoying to see it all again in this one.
Yeah. I mean, unless it was like self-aware or self-referential, like in 22 Jump Street, but
yeah.
No, they didn't really. There wasn't too much nostalgia thrown in there from the first movie. I mean, it was in there, but it was like the Leader Cola reference and things like that.
Yeah, just hints of stuff.
Oh my God, when you were saying this earlier, when they were speaking French, they were pretending to be the Mounties, but they're saying with the key to happiness. I'm not going to give that part away because I want people to go into they run that into the ground. It's a good 3-minute segment where they take a phrase and say it in a French way so it sounds like they're saying something else. I won't say what, but they just ride it and fucking just keep pounding it. And it's like, okay, this is really funny.
Yeah, that was really good. There was a lot of funny stuff in here. Mm-hmm. It was excellently done the way they kept you interested the whole time. And
the characters felt exactly, I mean, like, these felt like these characters 10 years later.
Yeah.
Or I think it's been like 15, 16 years since Super Troopers 1 came out.
I think so, too.
It was early 2000s.
They haven't aged super well. Some of them look like they shouldn't be acting like goofballs anymore.
It's weird. A couple of them are still in tremendous shape, and a couple of them is like, ugh.
Yeah.
But they're all old and shit now.
Yeah, they are pretty old.
They're like our age and older.
I know, it sucks. We're pretty old too.
Yeah. There's a scene where they have these they find the stash of drugs. And so none of the drugs are labeled. They don't know what they are. So everybody takes one to see what it does, and just the effects of the drugs on them. Oh my God! When the dude takes acid, so funny.
Yeah.
The best
it was the same one from the first one that he was tripping out watching the TV. I think.
I haven't seen the first one in a couple of years. I was gonna watch it again last night, but we were binge watching Lucifer season 2 on DVD. So
I'm pretty sure that he had a scene like that in Super Troopers.
But yeah, I mean, and I'm a guy who's kind of critical of comedies, this is a really funny fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth going to see. It wasn't too. It was longer than I thought it would be, but it wasn't like you never got bored.
No,
There's
didn't
a
get
couple
bored, and it didn't stretch out too far.
There were one or two scenes that they could have cut a little shorter, but I mean, it's, I can't complain about that.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
You should definitely go, enjoy yourself on the car ride over there and check it out.
Now, if you're not a fan of the first movie, you won't. It's the same kind of humor, so you won't. If you didn't care for the first one, don't go watch this because you won't like it. But I loved the first one.
Oh, I did too. It was a great movie, and I'm glad they made the sequel. On par with it. Anyways, like you said, it's not as good,
but it's
like.
But
that's one of those that's. It's hard to beat that. It was like a surprise hit movie.
It's kind of like the same as Kingsman. Like the first Kingsman, the second one wasn't as good, but how could it be?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't capture lightning in a bottle twice like that. You have to make it a little different. I mean, and the characters, not the situations or the jokes, but the characters are somewhat predictable because we now know these characters. We know what their behaviors are. So that's the only thing it suffers from. And that's so minute that I'm like, yeah, fuck, it's still go see it. It's like saying, of course, Godfather 1 is better than 2. Well, some people will argue that, but that doesn't mean Godfather 2 isn't a fantastic movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So just because I like the first one better is, not taking anything away from this movie.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to just fucking laugh your ass off for 2 hours, you might as well just go see it.
And everybody in the theater was. I mean, everybody in there was laughing their ass off throughout the whole movie. But the people behind us were fucking, I think they were stoned out of their minds.
Oh, I guarantee they were.
Doing that kind of laughing. I was like, yeah, these guys are fucked up.
Oh, they had me fucking laughing my ass off for fucking a couple minutes at a time. Like, you can't stop laughing. It was so hilarious.
I like there's certain things that I just find funny, and like when they walk in and there's a big fucking bear. There's no lead up to it. They just walk in and there's this gigantic brown bear, and
he just walks in and it's there. You gotta look at it twice. Like,
what? And there's just raw meat, just like they cut the side off of a cow, like this much raw meat, and the bear's just going to town on it.
Yeah, like okay.
That was funny.
Yeah.
So, trailers. We got a couple of new ones. We got that one for The Spy Who Dumped Me, the Kate McKinnon, Mila Kunis movie, and that's one of those ones that could end up being kind of charming because I like both those actresses anyway.
Yeah.
Or it could suck balls.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got that potential for sure.
But I think I might see that one, depending on what else is out that weekend.
It looked interesting, anyways.
I mean, if it's out the same weekend as like Solo or something, then no, that's not happening. Or Deadpool, because I think all in a row we got like Avengers and then Incredibles 2 and fucking Solo and Deadpool 2. It's like all in a row. So if it's in one of those, then that ain't getting watched.
That ain't gonna happen. No, that one movie looked pretty good. I think it was the very first trailer they played. What the hell was it?
Yeah, I remember thinking like, oh, this doesn't look too bad. I can't remember what it was now. The one trailer though, that I was like, oh fuck, because it was Melissa McCarthy, but it's actually based on a true story, and she's not being fucking dumbass Melissa McCarthy.
No, it's like a serious.
It's like a serious movie with funny parts in it. And I was like, this is kind of an interesting premise. I don't know much about this story. It's based on a true story, and I don't know. That one looks alright. I mean, she wasn't just being, hey, look at me, how fucking fat and stupid I am. It was actually her playing a role and acting. Like, okay. Might be one of those people like Gabriel Iglesias. I don't think he's one bit funny, but I've seen him in dramatic roles, and the dude can act.
Yeah.
So it might be one of those, I'm like, okay, she needs to do more of this shit.
Yeah, never know.
I don't remember the rest of the trailers. And we had two more other than those.
We had Deadpool, of
Yeah, we had
course.
Deadpool.
And I wish
remember the last trailer?
Remember. I don't know. It was something. I'm sure we'll get it again. I don't remember what it was about, but I remember thinking that it looked oddly different.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I can't remember for the life of me what it was, though, so whatever.
No, as soon as we drive off, we'll
remember it.
Like,
well,
oh, yeah. But I don't know.
Also, real quick before we go, this past Thursday, my wife and I went to see Truth or Dare. Blumhouse's Truth or Dare. I'm sorry. I wanted to do a reaction video to that, but I couldn't do it justice alone. So we're gonna wait for that one to come out on DVD and watch it and do a rum review of it, because there's a lot to say about that movie, and it'd be so much more fun to talk about it with somebody who's seen it too, because I can't put into words how fucking batshit Truth or Dare was. It was not a good movie at all, but I think you should see it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Totally watch that.
The deaths alone are worth seeing it for.
Just getting drunk and watching it sounds good.
It opens up with a girl like, I don't want to do it. She's obviously being dared, and she just walks over to a convenience store and sprays lighter fluid all over this woman, and she's like, I'm sorry, I have to do this. And she lights her on fire.
That's awesome.
Like, okay, like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, excellent.
And then, like, the next 20 minutes, nothing fucking happens. It turns into a basic teenager movie where they're all dancing in a rave with house music playing. I'm like, fuck me. And then finally people start dying again.
Awesome.
There's my review for Truth or Dare.
Yeah. Cool shit happens, then it sucks, but mostly sucks.
The acting isn't so bad. The girl who plays, on The Flash, the other universe Flash, where it's a young girl, she's one of the main characters in the movie. She actually has blonde hair in the movie. She's really good, and the main chick is good, but she's trying so hard to be Joey King. It's not even funny. The girl from The Conjuring.
Yeah.
She's trying so hard to sound and act like her. I don't know why she's done Blumhouse films. Why didn't they just get her to do it? Anyway.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, next week is Marvel the movie number 19, I think. This is like the 19th Marvel film.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's probably gonna be pretty good.
I think it's gonna be. It's 2 hours and 36 minutes, so it better fucking be good, because I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, no, I guarantee it's gonna be nonstop the whole time.
It kind of has to be when you have 7,000 characters.
I think it's the thing that I'm worried about the most. There's going to be too much going on. It's not actually going to have any kind of plot or story. It's just going to be like, look at me, look at me, look at me, let's get him. And then they get him, and then that's the end.
They could run into that. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I hope they actually try to make a movie.
Well, we know Adam Warlock's going to make his appearance in this.
I'm excited about that.
Because he has to, because he's his last Infinity Stone. Or the second to last Infinity Stone. And then they still have one to find. And they have to have those show up, or Thanos has no point of coming, because he can't operate the Infinity Gauntlet without all the Infinity Stones.
Well, another character that's heavily involved in the Infinity storylines, I'm just waiting. They haven't shown any signs of this character appearing, but it's Silver Surfer. I'm wondering, because they're going to have to, if you're doing an Infinity storyline, you have to put the Silver Surfer in the movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, the best part about those two Fantastic Four movies from like 10 years ago was the guy who played Silver Surfer. I wish they'd get that guy again, because he was really good, but I'm like up in the air, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Although one thing I found out about Deadpool 2, who Terry Crews is going to play, I think he's playing Deathlock.
Is he really? Because I saw him in the trailer, but they only show glimpses of him, like, off to the side. They don't show him talk or do anything.
No.
So, yeah, that'd be cool.
Hells yeah.
Fucking can't wait to see that anyways.
Alright, next week's Avengers. Matt, you're gay for not coming.
Yeah, fuck you, Matt.
So we'll see you all next week.